Welcome to BitAsk. Investing in crypto is not an easy job. We will make your job easy. Please join me to ask questions to the industry leaders and market experts to learn from their insights. Today's headline is Does NFT solve or create copyright issues? NFT was invented in part to settle copyright disputes in the traditional world. But the reality is that digital products are much easier to be copied. The NFT world doesn't see less copyright problems than the traditional world. However, the success of BAYC has eased copyright concerns. BAYC gave the community and the users a clear commercial mandates, and it became a huge commercial success. There were more radical creators who started the CCO movement. CCO, in simple language, means no rights reserved. The create does not reserve any rights and interest in the art piece. NFT becomes a public goods that anyone can use, similar to the more familiar open source code. Anyone can copy and use it. Is the old copyright game outdated? Is open copyright the way to go in the age of blockchain or Web3? Today, we have the chance to talk to Mr. Tony Tong, the chairman of Hong Kong Blockchain Association. So please join me. Let's start a BitAsk. I'm happy to see you again. It's great to have you to share with you your knowledge, particularly in the NFT. I know you are the expert. So today we're talking about all the copyright issues. The internet has intensified traditional copyright issues, particularly creative industry. NFT was meant to clarify digital products' rights, but the reality is that it seems doesn't work out very well. Many artists complain that NFT is no different from traditional art piece trade in the definition and the treatment of copyright. So, do you think NFT can solve this problem, or it will cause new copyright issues?
The short answer is it would create a lot of new issues. So non-fungible token, or NFT, is simply a new technology, encryption technology, and allow you to have something, the blockchain, through its timestamp and hashing, which allows you to sort of put a fingerprint on your data. The data could be a piece of artwork, a piece of music, or text, like a novel or video. And so you can, by putting your data on through Ethereum ERC 721, which allows you to mark this data as a unique piece of data. And if you own the key, then the private key and the public key, and then you are the unique owner of this piece of data that's tied to a piece of artwork. So the technology is neutral, and it's really the people who use the technology. Could be for good things or could be for bad things. I mean, this technology it has timestamp, it has like authentication technology. So it is very safe. People cannot forge. It's not like a piece of artwork, like a traditional painting or traditional luxury bag that people can forge. When it's on the blockchain, it's authenticated. But then the real issue is everybody can mint their artwork, the physical artwork, just by taking picture. If it's not from the computer, in the artwork, there's digital art that's native from a computer. But then there's other, the traditional art that's from other medium. Then you take a photo and then you digitize it and then you put it on the blockchain. Well, if in today's technology. Just like I remember 20 years ago, if you own the copyright of that art or that piece of intellectual property, and you're not fast enough to put it on the internet or on the blockchain, just like 20 years ago, many famous companies, Michael Jordan and his name, Jordan, and Starbucks and McDonald's, their domains were registered by other people. And then they had to go through the legal process to claim it back. Well, if you are an artist, you didn't put your artwork on the exchange, the marketplace, such as OpenSea. Somebody else took a picture of your artwork and then put it there. Well, then you're going to have to dispute it. And sometimes it could be more complicated than that. Say if you painted a piece of very good painting, you sold it to someone already. So the buyer now owns it. The buyer then exhibits, signs the contract with a gallery and then exhibits it in a gallery. So the gallery has the exhibition right of your painting. And then some reporter, news reporter, went in and take a picture of that and put it on a magazine. The magazine published it, and then somebody scans it and puts it. So it could be the guy who took a picture of the magazine, or the magazine itself who published it on the blockchain, or the collector who put the copy on the blockchain, or the original artist who already sold you the painting, but he still kept copies of that photo. So that becomes a very complicated issue. So I think that's going to make the lawyers very happy. It has already created a very big industry, intellectual property rights industry that focus on NFTs and OpenSea and other marketplace issues. They would then go and dispute with OpenSea, and then OpenSea, as I said, is a centralized organization, is a company that's going to file for IPO, and they're doing fundraising, and they have to resolve this, just like Taobao, Alibaba many years ago. Well, when people put counterfeit products, and the shareholders sue, and Jack Ma had to respond. He had to ask his managers to do something about this, and they tried their best to remove the forged or counterfeit products. So OpenSea and other marketplaces, they have to face the same issues, and the lawyers will be very happy because there are intellectual property requirements. There are complicated documents that governs when you post on OpenSea. Some people they have different rights. So for photography rights or exhibition rights, so they are professional lawyers. In fact, Hong Kong Blockchain Association, we think this is such a big topic that we are organizing an event dedicated to NFT legal issues, and that's going to come up in a month. So we are inviting some of the most famous lawyers in Hong Kong, in the US, and in mainland China to discuss these issues. And also this NFT also is subject to different jurisdiction. As we all know, China has its own NFT standard. Even Tencent and Alibaba, they're in China, so they are following the Chinese NFT standard, which only allows collection and does not allow financial speculation. So you can only collect and buy and collect it for 2 years, and you cannot transfer the NFT within 2 years. So complicated issues. So my suggestion is, if you are an artist, if you a content creator, whether you're a singer or a composer or poet, novelist, painter, or digital Photoshop guy, make your art and then put it on the blockchain. I'm not promoting OpenSea. There could be many others, could be other chains that's cheaper. OpenSea, sometimes people complain about Ethereum and the gas cost, but there's some cheaper options. There's also Binance and BSV, Huobi. Maybe you have, I don't know for sure, but maybe you already have your NFT marketplace. So, and then there's different chains that's cheaper. So there are plenty of options, but if you don't know how to do it, get someone, contact Hong Kong Blockchain Association. We have a lot of experts who can help you do this and help you. If you're not there first, and then you have to, just like a brand name or trademark or domain name. You thought of it. Nowadays, if you have a computer, you want to call it Apple. No, you cannot, because somebody already used it. It's the same. So just put your RPs, and blockchain is very secure. Nobody can hack the blockchain. The timestamp, the hashing is very secure. Yeah.
Thanks, Tony. It's quite good suggestion to all the content creator. But in the reality, there's quite a lot of copyright issue disputes happens. But in traditional world, centralized platforms and jurisdictional systems hold the final course. In the world of blockchain and NFT, who is arbiter to judge? Do we need to retreat back to the traditional world to resolve them? Any suggestions?
Also, that's a very complicated question, complicated issues. There are several answers. One thing I said was what I already said. You may have to hire lawyers and go to court, and then complain to OpenSea or other marketplace. And then if they don't do it, after you complain, you have to take them to court. That's the one way. But then there's also the DeFi world. Now there's NFT-Fi, just like DeFi. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is very useful for a technology, especially I think that will revolutionize the traditional financial world. Traditional companies such as lending companies, money lenders, insurance companies, contracts can be put there on the blockchain. And if you in the new DeFi world, if you want to borrow money, and if you have a collateralizable asset, such as some people, I know a lot of people, they have Bitcoin or Ethereum. They have, maybe they have an artwork in terms of NFT. Now they need money. Maybe they spend $1 million on this NFT, but they need money. They don't want to sell that NFT. Well, they can put it on DeFi or NFT-Fi, and then there's smart contract governing it. So you're collateralizing your cryptocurrency. Could be fungible token or non-fungible token. You collateralize it, and the smart contract will govern it. And then in that way, you really don't have to go to court. And if you don't return the money when it's due time, you're going to lose your collateral asset. and the lender would take over the collateral asset. And the borrower, I mean, you borrow the money, you didn't pay back. So you have to collateralize. So you're going to lose your pledged and collateralized asset, whether it's fungible token or non-fungible token. So that in that way, that's going to save, because I also invested in a money lending company in Hong Kong. That's a licensed money lender. And before this DeFi or NFT-Fi, I lent to people. They had they had like a watch, a Rolex watch as for collateral, for pledge. They pledged their house, they pledged many things, cars. Or they pledge their intellectual property, their software. When they need money, we do SME loan and stuff. And when they don't pay up, we have to go to court. So, and in the DeFi world, that can be saved. The smart contract in Solidity or smart contract language, that is the code. That is the code of law in the DeFi world.
Thank you, Tony, for the comment. So in blockchain world, we will follow the code. What the code says is right, and we can have to follow that way. Another
thing, like I said, in the NFT world, I think more and more NFT collectors, they're gonna use it. They buy the NFT. They can lend it to people. They can So there's the from DeFi to NFT-Fi. That's a big market.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Another voice arose in the NFT community is that creators gives the community a high degree of empowerment or autonomy. Many people think that open source approaches like BAYC and MFAS are representing the authentic spirit of blockchain and Web3. And the success of BAYC and MFAS seems to bear that out. Do you agree with this view?
Sorry, your question is about BAYC, and what's the question?
The BAYC and MFAS, representing the authentic spirit of blockchain and Web3. They give their right, the holders' rights, so they can have like a high autonomy. So you hold this the NFT, and you hold all the rights. You can use for all the merchandising, all the derivative products because they grant you to use this. It's giving everything back, the copyright back to the holders, and also contribute to the community by ECHO as an incentive plan. So do you agree with this? This is a way out to develop such a NFT market.
Well, I think the NFT market was also in its infancy. I've been there since the first day in 2017. Actually, I visited my friend from Animal Brands. He said back Yasio told me, oh, he invested in a company in Vancouver called Crypto Kitty. I said I'm going to Vancouver for my ski trip, and I might as well visit this company. And I went and visited them. At the time, yeah, it was the first NFT game, and I didn't think much of it. It's just it's cute. It can it's non-fungible token. I didn't think it was too fun to play. Now with the NFT art that's booming over the last year or two, especially pixel art, I think that could be a fad. I think the non-fungible token technology itself is definitely a revolution, technological revolution, and also economic revolution. But whether a piece of art is worth that much money, I think there could be some hype. The BAYC, as you mentioned, and CryptoPunk, many other in Hong Kong. We also have Going, Ape, Lucky Kitten, Nine Cats, Autoverse, many also Hong Kong. So many projects coming up that's NFT. But I think that in the future, just a picture itself, it's unless you're a very famous artist, I think there will be like the Da Vinci and Mona Lisa pieces. That will be classical. But I think the true value in NFT will be really in the GameFi and other usage that in the metaverse, for example, the objects, if you have NFT in the metaverse, that actually can be used. Could be a chair, could be a building, could be a car or something in the metaverse, or in a game. Could be a weapon if you're a shooting game. Somebody spent 6 months to go through so much time to earn a very powerful weapon in the game, and then that could be an NFT piece. You can sell it because that has functionality in the game or in the metaverse. But if it's a pure piece of pixel art, I think the entry level is so low that unless you are a very famous artist, or unless you got like LeBron James or some famous singer, famous celebrity to sponsor, to promote this. For most of the people that are dreaming that they create some pixel art, they can sell it for millions. Well, that's not impossible, but that's don't count your money until it's hatched.
Thank you. I think it's just talking about the copyright disputes. It's just a matter of the interest. The copyrights in the Web3, I think, not just dealing with normal, traditional, some business organizations, individuals, but also need to face the community with some strong consensus. In your opinion, how should create to balance their own interest when face such a community to grow with their community in a common interest?
So yeah, the uh, content creator, whether you're an artist, you're a painter, or you create a game, I think it's in the internet and especially blockchain world and the crypto world, it's all about consensus. It's all about usage. So just like Bitcoin back in 2000 to 2009, this only started with one or two guys. It was Satoshi Nakamoto who created this, and then he found a few friends. One of them is like Hal Finney, and then Dave Kleiman, a few other guys. They were mining it until a year later in 2010, somebody bought a pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin. So and then more and more people started to use, and then it was the dark net, the shady people using it for shady operations. And then about 2-3 years ago, that's when the mainstream people came in, like Grayscale. They are the first Bitcoin trust, so institution listed company on the U.S. Traded like a stock, GBTC. So they are buying. They are now the largest Bitcoin buyer, and then there's Tesla bought it, and then there's MicroStrategy, and then in Hong Kong, my friend Cai Wensheng is Meitu, his company became the first listed company in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange to buy 500 million Hong Kong dollar worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's people there, whether it's NFT or fungible token or non-fungible token, you still need people to use it. If nobody else is using it, just you and your, I know some kids are creating NFTs, kindergarten kids, and yeah, it's their parents and their relatives buying it, supporting the kid. Well, it's fun, it's good, but it's not going to be like a community. So if you want to make it big, how big you are, it really depends on how big the community is. Even Dogecoin, it was abandoned by the founder. It was not successful. The coin dropped to almost 0.001 cent. And then when Elon Musk decided to get into the game and raise the puppy, and then so many people rushed to it. And then even I went in and I bought in at 4 cents, and many friends bought in at 20 cents, 40 cents, Dogecoin. So now they're announcing that they're going to use Dogecoin for spaceship tickets to the Mars. So yeah, you have to make it usable. At least make people think that it has a big usage. And the more people believe in it, the more value it is, whether it's normal token or NFT.
Thank you. I agree with you, Tony. I think it's all about the consensus and the usage. The creator should balance their own ownership of the copyright and also the usage for the external community to grow with the community. Thank you, Tony, and thank you for sharing your thoughts today.